This is a 1986 E28 M5. It's a car that we've previously featured on the channel and sold on Collecting Cars. We loved it because it had been driven as intended and has almost 250,000 miles on the clock. As fate would have it, the man who won the auction was a former owner and the chap who put nearly all of those miles on the car. Naturally then, we had to meet him and hear his story.
So Graham, I'm really pleased to catch up with you and have this opportunity to sit in this E28 M5 with you, because we did a film with this car when it was auctioned on Collecting Cars, and one of the things I said was I'd love to meet the bloke who put all the miles on the car, and little did we know that you, who have owned this car previously, would bid on it and win it. So we've got lots to talk about, really.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm interested first and foremost is sort of how you came across the car originally. What's the background? What's the story to how you came to own it the first time round?
1989. The car was built in '86, and I was working in a car. I had a BMW at the time, a 325i, and my partner had an M535, and I thought that's nice, but really the one to have is the M5.
Yeah.
Because of its rarity, even then, its power. And there was an advert in the Sunday Times, a little lineage ad saying M5 BMW 1986 for sale. And I replied to it. The man came to see me. I was working in near Slough at the time. Saw it, bought it. Paid him £20,000 or something like that. And 1989.
How many miles had it done then when you bought it?
20,000.
20,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing really.
Nothing really. And yeah, I just saw the car and I thought, that's it. I mean, you know, what more can you have? And more of that story later maybe, but we'll see about that. Anyway, 200,000 miles later, I was working abroad in Singapore for many, many years, and the car was laid up on that posting. Those 200,000 miles were done all in the UK.
Wow.
A lot of my business was done in the north of England, so tracking up.
So this was your
my daily driver.
Daily driver.
Absolutely, daily driver. Just didn't have anything else at the time. Erica had a car, but never used hers. And 200,000 miles we did, and
a family car as well.
Very much so. Rugby clubs, cricket clubs, whatever.
Yeah.
School runs.
Yeah, the lot.
Absolutely, a normal family car, but I knew how special it was.
Yeah.
And it's had a lot put into it. It was rebuilt way back in the 90s by Munich legends, and I gave the car to them. I said, make it like a new one.
Yeah.
It was getting a bit tired then.
Yeah.
Mechanically. I said, make it like a new one. They had it for a month.
Yeah, completely went through.
Am I allowed to tell you how much I spent on it?
Well, for sure.
I think I spent £25,000, which is more than the car was worth at the time. Far more than the car was worth. But there's no way this car was going anywhere apart from that. Anyway, they rebuilt it, and it was like a new car. And that had when it had done probably 100,000, 120,000 miles. And so I did 80,000 after that. Yeah.
Wow.
Only let me down once, but it wasn't me. It let my wife Erica down once. Timing chain went on it.
Right.
This engine had a habit of timing chains after about 90,000 miles. And once they break and you're running it, then you're talking about cylinder head rebuild. Anyway, that was the only time it's let me down.
Tell me about some of the other than sort of using it as your daily commute. Did you do some big trips in the car? You know, did you use it as a because it had its family duties, but then did you then sort of get off and do some nice driving tours in it as well?
Well, actually, probably not, because I was very busy working.
Yeah.
And a lot of my time was spent in Europe, and that was just aeroplanes. Yeah. So the car was left at home. No, it was just dragging up and down motorways of England. Yeah.
Just smoking
Over
those,
it,
smoking
just-
those 328s.
Yes, quite. And having great fun in it. It's so no, but you see, well, 200,000 miles, 20 years. Yeah, 10,000 years average, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a commuter.
Yeah. And
So no.
and then at some point you decided to move it on.
Well, yeah, very silly day that was. Because I was working abroad and I was not using the car, and it did need a bit of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
After all the work I'd done to it. Anyway.
Yeah, it already cost you a lot of money.
And yes, I've got every bill since 1989.
Yeah.
Every penny I spent on it. Hate to look at it. So it was sat in the garage. I was working in Asia, and I thought, time for it to go. Why I thought that, James, I had no idea, but I thought, time for it to go. Needed a bit of work. Sold it to a gentleman who took it to Germany. It was 220,000 miles. This is 13 years ago? 9 years. 9 years ago.
Yeah.
2013 I sold it. And it had done 228,000 miles. Looking at the speedo now, it's 233. So it's done 5,000
So
miles
between you
in 9 years.
and the next two owners,
Yeah.
it's done absolutely no
Done
miles
nothing.
at all.
In fact, it's not 5,000. It's done about 1,500 miles in the 9 years.
And so then you regret selling the car. And then,
I was suffering from seller's remorse.
Yes.
You must be familiar with that.
and did
I've
you?
been through 9 cars since I sold this, and I've never found one that equals it.
So had you then been? How did you come across it on Collecting Cars? Had you then been
Very
looking
interesting
for it?
question. I got an email. I won't give the chap's name because he'll probably doesn't want me to mention it now. Got an email from this chap, said he'd done some research, and apparently I was a long-term owner of this car. And he found out through the M-Power, what do they call it? It's a website for enthusiasts.
Yes.
BMW M5s or something. I forget which one it was. And he found my name, and then he traced me. It's the modern world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah.
He traced me, got my email address, and sent me a note saying, this car is coming up for auction soon on Collecting Cars. And by that stage, I'd not heard of Collecting Cars, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He said, it's coming up for sale. Tell me about it. So the rest is incidental. I went on to Collecting Cars, saw that it was coming up for sale soon. You know what you do? You
Yes.
pre-sale.
Coming soon section.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
And it was coming soon for about, weeks and weeks and weeks it was. I don't know why it took so long. And I looked at it and I thought, I should never have sold that car. I've had loads of cars in between. None of them did what this does.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to have to bid on it. And it was a moment of madness thinking this. Because when I sold it, all my family said, you're mad. Why did you sell that car? And it really got to me.
Yeah.
And when it came back on the market, it's fate. I had to get it
You
back.
had to have it back.
Clearly.
So was there quite a lot of when the bidding started? Was there sort of apprehension and nerves?
I was driving a car at the time. I'd just finished a game of golf. I had a mate in there, and I said, "I'm sorry, but I had it on speakerphone." The live auction. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing it on your mobile?
I was doing it on a mobile phone,
Yeah, fantastic.
and only one bid started it. I
Yeah.
put a bid in. That was it. Done. I'd won it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Again, I'm sure fate's got something to do with this. Yeah. And I'd won it. And
Wonderful.
yeah, there's a long story to it. I think I'm on our preamble.
Yes.
When you first came over today, I told you about Raj.
Yes.
This mad car man.
So of course I met the seller because we do these consignment videos. I got to drive the car.
Yeah.
And I saw how many miles on it, and I was sort of saying, wouldn't it be great to meet the chap who put all these miles on it, or what would it have been like to drive back in the
Sure.
80s? And of course we always want to talk to people who've bought through
Yeah.
Collecting Cars, but I didn't expect to meet the guy who'd originally got it and put all the miles on it. So
No.
so it was great
so
to have the opportunity to do that. Yeah, I can totally see that the journey that you had after you sold this was
Oh,
sort of
it
trying
was
to trying to sort of just
And my family never
replicate
forgave me.
No.
My family, all my mates said, "Why?"
But it'll be a family heirloom now, won't it? Because your boys will want it.
Well, yeah. They had to be very nice to me. Fate has it, you see. Fate had it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Had to come back.
It's your car.
And I sent a note round to my detractors, my family, saying, just a photograph of it, reunited.
Oh, lovely. It's a great story to have for collecting cars as well. Just to sort of a car reunited, but a special car that's done obviously been loved and used back with its second owner. So thank you for taking the time to show it to us.
You're more than welcome.
Cheers.
It's quite a rare story.
It is. Yeah.
You're more than welcome.
For more great stories, events and films, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. Looking to sell your collectible and put it in front of a wide-reaching global audience? Then head over to collectingcars.com/sell.